Welcome to this artist talk about the exhibition Loud Volume Soft Stuff here in Officinet in Copenhagen. The show is open until the 1st of July. And I am Sofia Hagstrom Moller.
And I'm Marianne Fairbanks. One of the questions is sort of about how did we take things that could have been challenges or setbacks and sort of incorporate them. And I feel like perhaps you had even more setbacks in dealing with the loom and it's sort of glitching and breaking.
Yeah.
And so I like how you overcame that with scale.
Yeah. But I think that was actually also very nice with it because we've already been talking about these laser cuttings and that we were going to use, spray painted. And for me, it's like, okay, that's a new media. But then I was working at the art workshop here in Copenhagen. And because of the pandemic, they couldn't get their new loom. So I had to work on a little broken loom. And for a weaver, it can weave maybe like 50 pixels. And that's like this long if you have a small thread. And that didn't really work.
Per day.
For this exhibition.
Not much.
So, no. And then I was very, challenged that, okay, but if I want to, I have 50 pixels. If they get bigger, then I can weave longer. So I was starting to think in new materials, as I was very inspired from another artist working over there, Hilde from Norway. And she was using these wooden sticks. And I was like, they are like nearly 1 centimeter. That will mean I can come like 50 centimeters for 50 pixels. And then with the spray paint, I was like, but that's cool. I'm going to try that. And I think that's really something that has pushed me into, okay, even it's a digital loom and you're used to this, it's this material and you're weaving with this thing because you can work with every single thread. But it doesn't... it's not that you cannot put other materials in that loom. So then I bought all the wooden sticks that I could find and I spray painted it. I made some sketches like, should I make patterns in it or should it become fading? But also with the colors, we did make a color palette like for a year ago. Then you made one and I made one and we like have that in the computer. So, and also the poster we made, that was also like, okay, this is like gonna be loud and, colorful. So there was also always related to the palette. So, and I think that's been also one of the things that's been really nice now when we set the show,
The cohesiveness of the palette.
Because when you arrived, it's like, thank God you came into Denmark. But how does it gonna look? I've been working here at the workshop. You've been working at your workshop over a year, and the computer is always not the same color and structure. But then I think because we both send images to each other and also materials, I think we've done a really nice job to actually integrate each other's works.
But I like the problem solving. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons that weaving is so interesting, right? It's like there's, limitless challenges, and the limitless ways you could bind or incorporate materials. And then, with your having to think like, okay, I'm not going to use a small thread. I'm going to use a wide material. Like, I don't think you would have ever done that.
No.
So I like when things can churn from a problem into like actually something that pushes you farther. It speaks to resilience a bit.
A what?
Resilience.
Yes.
We just kept going and doing the best we could do.
Like this whole year, I think that's what we become really good at, So we just have to do it.
Do you have a favorite work?
Well, I'm really, really happy for the laser cuttings. And that's really fun because it's like, that's not open at all.
Yeah.
But maybe also the refreshing of going into another media. To try to, I can transfer my ideas to another media and think maybe freer, Also because it's possible to go upscale, I think it's either the laser cutter or the wooden sticks. Which is fun.
So kind of unexpected.
Yes. And you?
I think my favorite piece for mine is probably this one behind me.
Yeah.
Because I think there's so many things that can go wrong when you're weaving or not turn out just how you want them. But I feel like that one actually turned out the closest to how I imagined it. And so that just feels like a win sometimes. Like, yes, it's actually exactly what I was hoping for. For your pieces, I think I really like this one.
Yeah.
With the pixels. And then, of course, your chair with the 1 knot per pill. Because it was in the moment where you were most sick. And we really had this exchange.
Yeah.
One of the aspects that we talked about with developing the show, because we wanted to have a very sculptural and volume-based ideas around cloth. And I think we would have done more of that if we had a chance to work in person.
So too. Yeah.
But meanwhile, we talked a lot about infrastructures that we could build textiles around. And one of them was these frames that are sort of chairs. And so the fact that you sort of got going the best you could go and created this thing that ended up being quite beautiful and reflective of that time. I think that makes that piece really fun.
Yeah.
For the show.
And that's because when I had, maybe I should just explain that, it's because I had a pinched nerve in my back and I couldn't sit and weave. And I mean, we were going to do
so
this.
So you weren't just sitting there taking drugs?
And I got this whole, you have to take like, I don't know how many pills, but it was like crazy a lot of pills. And then I got the surgery. So then I could not sit and I had to rest on my sofa. And I was like, all going frustrated, like both because I couldn't do anything and I couldn't sit. And I was like, oh, we're going to do this show. And then I was like, and actually I was thinking of the Hello looms, the small looms, the first one I bought from you. Yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to, freestyle on this. Yeah. So I grabbed this folding frame that we were like talking about. And I was like, I'm just going to, wrap a warp on it and start tying knots. And I did. And I'm happy for that as well. But it's also, I'm a bit, both ways because it's also so much suffering in that chair. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's fun to find that solution. But I would never have done that if I could have been sitting at the loop. Yeah. So it is fun. It is. So, and then it's, did you make other works for this exhibition that you have chosen not to put on display, and why? And we had quite a lot of more works that were here. I think that they were not loud enough. And then also, we've been talking about what do you want to show? Do you want to show the piece so the piece can be seen? Or, I mean, when you work with this, when you make pieces, you want to show everything. But do you want to show what you're able to do? Or do you want to show the piece?
Well, in the curated idea. I think it was also the things that were cut was more so that everything felt stronger as it was installed.
Yeah. Because it's also hard to, which one do we choose, this one or this one? But I think because we are working with loud volumes, they also need to have the space.
Yes. So if we had limitless space, we would
show more.
Yeah, maybe we'd show more, but maybe not. I mean, more is not always better.
No, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. I think it was really, really nice to sort through and they are for another exhibition. And that's future plans and collaborations.
Well, I think the fact that we did this with the best we could with this show is giving us fuel to do a little bit more, but also we'll get a chance to do the residency together in 2022. So that's pretty exciting that we'll get to then dive a little deeper, go into some of these ideas a little bit more for next year.
Yeah.
And who knows what that work, I imagine that work will be completely different.
Yeah.
And that will probably be even more full of volumes and
but also I think it's quite interesting to think that, I mean, it's not many years ago we stand here and we're like, oh, we gotta make a show here, like as a joke, and now it's like, we could go to wherever, and maybe we will, maybe. Because the world is hopefully opening up a bit more. So it's interesting to think that everything is possible.
Well, and we'll make sure to bring this to the US
Yes,
as well,
because
we'd like to share it on my side of the ocean.
Yeah. That would be interesting to also get the response from the Americans. Yeah.
Big ideas. That's what's fun.
Yes.